Welcome back to the Sports Dan Podcast. I'm your host, Jonathan Hooker here. And today's episode will be my week 3 thoughts of college football. So let's get into it. So, first things first, my player of the week, there will be 2 recipients of the award. First we have Michael Penix Jr. from Washington. He had a great performance, going 27 for 35, throwing for 473 yards and 4 touchdowns. People are really sleeping on Washington right now, and I just don't know why. Because Washington has the defense, they had the offense to compete with anybody in the nation and give defensive coordinators problems at every position. So, Michael Penix Jr., congrats. The second person doesn't need any introduction. Shadur Sanders. What Shadur did against Colorado State, losing one of his favorite weapons in Travis Hunter, going 38 for 47 and four touchdowns, and then driving down the field 98 yards to get the game into overtime and seal the win. Shadur Sanders has shown me a lot because he showed me great maturity throughout this whole process of him going from Jackson State to Colorado to being so heavily looked at from Jackson State to Colorado because of the name, because of the Power 5 things. And I just want to say I applaud him for keeping things grounded and making sure the main thing stays the main thing. But when you really look at it, the Pac-12 has 3 of the top 5 Heisman finalists. If voting ends today, we will see Michael Penix Jr., we will see Shadur Sanders, and we will see Caleb Williams. The Pac-12, arguably, there's no argument actually. They had the best conference this year. I totally dig it. They going out with a bang. Every team, you could say, hey, this team has a shot to win because of this person or this aspect of the team. Or you can look at another team like, hey, like the star power on this team, they can carry the load to get them to an appearance in the Pac-12 championship game. It's a whole bunch of factors that are getting played into this Pac-12 race and what the talent pool has become in the Pac-12. Because when you look at the Pac-12, let's say 4 years ago, you thought of Oregon, you thought of USC, and you thought of maybe UCLA. Other than that, Washington was here and there, but you never thought any clue of anyone else. But that's why we love college football, because the uncertainty happens each and every year, and this year is one of the best years so far. But the main theme of this week was ugly wins, regardless at the end of the day, that you want your team to come out on the right side of victory, whether it's an ugly win or a blowout. But when it's an ugly win, you can say, hey, we got the win, but we have a lot to improve on. But the win covers up 75% of your anger after the game. But 25%, you're like, hey, like we my team or this player has a lot to work on. Because if we perform how we know we can perform, it wouldn't be even close. So that's why I said it was filled with ugly wins, but I'd rather get the ugly win than have the ugly loss. Because the ugly win makes things 10 times more better as a team. The first team that we're going to talk about is Alabama. the bench of Jalen Milroe didn't make sense to me because he did enough to put you guys in a position to win the game, as he did with the loss against Texas. But Jalen Milroe made plays to where it's like, hey, like we have something going right here with Milroe. Then you guys put in Buckner against the University of South Florida and didn't have no cohesiveness on offense. Southern Ty Simpson, he did okay, but 17 points against USF, this is not the Alabama that we know. This is not the Alabama that other teams fear. This is not the Alabama that make things go around them, whether that's a championship, whether that's an upset. All things used to ride through Tuscaloosa. Now, it's a lot of things that we can look at and be like, hey, like, we don't have to worry as much as of Alabama as we do an LSU team this year or of a Florida State team this year. You get what I'm saying? Because Alabama's offensive line has not been up to Alabama standards. Because when we think of Alabama's offensive line, we used to think, okay, that guy's a first-round draft pick, or that guy's a first-round draft pick, or that guy's going to play in the league for 10 years. When you look at the offensive line, you can say all those guys up front are underperforming. It's the way that Alabama has to become better, because if not, they will get upset this week. The second team, Florida State. Jordan Travis came down with a scary injury. I think it was a stinger, but no way that the game should have been that close between you guys and Boston College. Boston College. They have no Zay Flowers. They don't have a superstar offensive weapon to make things a little harder on you guys. But why'd you guys take your foot off your gas? Because if you guys have championship aspirations, championship teams know to get the lead, sustain the lead, but stay aggressive throughout the whole game while you have the lead. Because if not, teams will be like, oh, these guys got a little soft, or these guys got complacent. And complacency is the enemy of success. Because once you feel like, oh, I've done enough to get the result, now you have to sustain that performance. But you guys didn't do that for all 4 quarters. You guys started to get a little lackadaisical, only targeting Keon Coleman 3 times, getting the ball to Keon Coleman 3 times. It's just inexcusable. Simple as that. Because you seen how dominant he's been throughout the first 2 weeks. Now the 3rd week, we're like, all right, let's slow down your production. Yeah, you're gonna be the main guy on this scouting sheet, but we're still not gonna get you involved. And to be honest, that's just not right. Not right at all for your quarterback. Not right for your system. That's just not right at all. Next team. Let's talk about the Georgia Bulldogs. Excluding the team, yes, the team had a slow start, but let's think about it. Georgia only had 4 possessions in the first half. Only 4. But a new system, a new quarterback, a lot of injuries. But a 28-14 win against a very talented South Carolina team, it's not enough. Okay? So let's start by saying this. Georgia fans have become too spoiled to where if we're not putting up at least, I guess, 40 points or letting a team only score 7 points at a time and we put up 45 points, that's just not good enough. Well, let me tell you this. Life doesn't come that easy. You're going to have days that you are going to struggle. You're going to have a time period that you are going to struggle. At the end of the day, if you persevere and get through that time period where you were struggling, things will get better. So, my message to Georgia fans, please relax and calm down. Just calm down. It was only week 3. We have a whole bunch of new pieces. Yes, I know you love your Bulldogs, but please, last year's team was last year's team. This is a new year. This is a new team. So I'm not finna sit up here and let you guys sanction Carson Beck. The kid hasn't started a game since 2019. You want him to throw for 400 every time? You know Georgia's not that way. You know that's not Georgia's identity. So why have the mindset of Carson Beck is not doing this? He's not my quarterback. Subbing Brock, subbing Gunner. Are you guys Kirby Smart? Kirby Smart watches practice every single day. He see who is performing and who's not. If Carson Beck's the guy to get things rolling for this offense, give him some time. It's only been 3 games. Think about it. 2019, 2020, 2021, 2022, 2023. That's literally 4 to 5 years that he hasn't started a game. And you want me to shun him for being efficient? No. Carson Beck deserves grace. Yes, at times that he didn't look great, but he's getting the job done. Think about what Stinson Bennett did his first 3 games. We're like, oh, he's not good. Sub back in JT Daniels. But when we actually let him play and then talk, what results we were getting? Oh, Stinson played great day, or Stinson did this today. Allow the kid to grow and allow his playmakers to become more healthy. This won't be the same Georgia team that we'll see maybe week 10 and week 11. I'm telling you that right now. So please, slow your roll, enjoy the process, and just be happy. Okay? Because I never seen such whining and crying on social media about how our team is not fit to win another national championship. All the top teams struggled. They struggled. So why? So why even try to say, oh, we're just not ready? It's only week 3. Pump the brakes. Next, Tennessee. The Volunteers. Yeah, you guys just volunteered yourself out of the playoff picture. You guys just volunteer yourself to show the whole world that you guys are frauds. And the preseason Joe Milton hype, I'll buy into it for maybe 24 hours. And then when you look back and watch the Clemson game, all you saw was a fastball. What I mean by fastball is throwing on the rope. But Joe Milton never showed me, oh, look at the touch pass, or oh, look at him not putting so much velocity behind the throw, but placing it where only his guy can get it down the sideline, or placing it on a little out route, placing his guy right there near the sideline to gain that 10 yards for the first down. Because Joe Milton, you just showed me the moment was too big. And a lot of people bet on you to become the Heisman winner. You went 20 for 34, 287 yards, and 2 touchdowns and 1 pick. So, Tennessee fans, last year was a great year. Proud of you guys. But this year, just go ahead and pack your bags, okay? Just look forward to the future. Because this year, be lucky to win 9 games. Because I know Kentucky's going to give you guys problems. I know Missouri's going to give you guys problems. And I know Georgia will. So, and I know you have an SEC opponent on the West that you're going to have problems with. So, get ready to adapt and survive. Because this is going to be a long season for you guys. Florida, Billy Napier, Graham Mertz, Trevor Etienne, the whole defense. The defensive coordinator Armstrong. All you guys deserve all the applause and praise, because Billy Napier, this season would have been a long, long season for you if you didn't have a signature win. Because there's a lot of people saying Billy Napier is not the guy, or Billy Napier is this, Billy Napier is that. Impatience, it's never a good look. And I know that Billy's only been there for 2 years. Allow him to bring his guys in, because when he came there, what could he have done different? He had no talent. So now that he brought some guys in, he's like, okay, let's do it this way, because he's trying to set a culture. And now the culture is starting to get set. You're starting to see and reap the benefits, because the recruiting class, great, top 10. Having a signature win against Tennessee, great. Trevor Etienne, 172 yards and a tud. You're going to be playing on Sundays just like your brother. And that's what Florida did great. Florida did great to a point. They just took what their defense gave him and had the attitude of, we're not losing this game. Because having that attitude and having that mental part right is 75% of the game, 80% of the game. And Florida just executed better. And Graham Mertz, his poise, his confidence, it's shown within the huddle, commanding the offense and getting the ball to his guys. Was Graham Mertz a better quarterback than Joe Milton this past Saturday? That's a question that you guys have to answer, because I know my answer. The next game, Missouri versus Kansas State. Brady Cook, I don't know why Missouri fans are booing you, but you did nothing wrong. You have done a lot of things right. And Luther Burden, the hometown kid, staying home and putting on the show. 7 receptions, 114 yards, and 2 touchdowns. and then having your kicker, Harrison Mevis, a 61-yarder to seal the deal. Yeah. Missouri not getting into the AP top 25 is a highway robbery. Let me repeat that. Missouri not being in the top 25 is highway robbery. Because what else do you need from them? They have the central win. They're undefeated. What do you guys want to do? And they haven't had a soft schedule. So please let me know. Next we have LSU dominated. LSU dominated. Malik Neighbors showed up big time. 13 receptions, 269 yards, and 2 tuds. But one thing I can say, Jaden Daniels, stop running the football. Cause why every Saturday I'm seeing you getting slammed or having a big hit on you? Slide. The team needs you. So slide, protect yourself, protect your brand, protect everything. Just slide. Because one of these days, those one big hit is going to lead to an injury. And then you're going to be like, oh, breaking news, Jaden Daniels is out for the next 2 to 3 weeks. Now LSU's like, we have a great backup and Gus, but we want you because you're our guy. This offense is literally built around you. So now I need to see this type of LSU play be consistent throughout the whole year. Because if LSU is consistent throughout the whole year and they make it to the SEC championship, I think that it'll be a highly more competitive game against Georgia in the SEC championship. 100%. The last game, Colorado State versus Colorado. One, people are hating on Colorado rushing the field when they only won one game last year. Just let the kids be kids. Let them enjoy the moment. We can't just say act like you've been there. They haven't been there. They haven't. So let them enjoy the moment. Because hating while people are having fun just makes you 10 times more the bad guy, in my opinion. Because if you're hating on the fact that a 1-win team from last year is being their rival, being a ranked team, talking the talk and walking the walk, if you're hating on that, then I just don't get why. Just why. You know what I'm saying? All right. Next. Colorado State could have won that game, and they were just more disciplined. 17 penalties, having over 180 yards in penalties is ridiculous. This is not high school anymore, guys. This is your reputation, and this is how you get to the big leagues. And take your little brother, take your mom. Make sure all your family good. Take your little brother and mom out the hood, give them a new house. But 17 penalties is not the way to go at all. The tight end from Colorado State, he's gonna play in the league someday. He's gonna play in the league. Those 2 wide receivers were killing the Colorado DBs. Killing the Colorado DBs. Xavier Weaver did his thing. Jimmy Horn, you had a slow start, but I applaud you for your finish, because the way your mental had to be so strong of dropping those footballs consistently, and then Shooter trusting you the last final play to have the opportunity to go for two with seconds left shows me that you're you're always ready. You're always ready for it. It's the next one. It's the next one. It's the next one. Next play. Next play. So now you're now reaping that benefit. Michael Harrison, way to step up when Travis Hunter went down. And the fact that he's a walk on, yeah, you're gonna be on scholarship real soon, real soon, because the way you perform and the way that the moment was never too big for you, you can go, you can go get that scholarship. You can go get that scholarship. Then won't be afraid. So now let's get into my AP top 5, my AP top 25 reaction. Alabama dropped down 3. Duke went up 3. North Carolina went up 3. Ole Miss went up 2. Tennessee's dropping 12. It's number 23. Why Tennessee is still top 25? I don't know. And Florida just being 25. So we're still ranking Tennessee ahead of Florida because of what? AP poll voters. Why? Well, why do we have that? That's just a question that we have to answer. And others that are receiving votes, Clemson is the number one. Clemson is 26, receiving 76 votes. Missouri, 72. So once I see Missouri getting the top 25, I'll be taking the AP poll unserious. Because Missouri has played themselves into a top 25 nomination. I think after this week, with a lot of big games, I think that they'll get themselves into the 20s. But without ado, that's a wrap on this episode. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Come join the den. And as your host, Jonathan Hooker, signing out. Peace.